Hey, Mr. Parka here for another Frantic Friday, which is in the reviews where I review whatever I want. Today I'll be reviewing the 1988 Italian horror film, The Spider Labyrinth. I've actually never seen this movie. There is kind of a semi-bootleg release floating around on Amazon. I'm not going to buy that, so I found other means. If it's ever, this would be a great release for Blu-ray, would buy it in a heartbeat, or DVD would buy it in a heartbeat, but I'm not going to buy a semi-bootleg edition. But anyways, regardless, the Spider Labyrinth, essentially, it opens up. It's one of the last kind of Italian horror films of an era. Definitely made probably past when it should have been. When, Soviet with, like, The Church and the Sec and stuff and Cemetery Man were coming out. So it was like the last breath of Italian horror. And that's probably why it's so kind of considered a lost classic at times, maybe a definitely underrated gem, a gem for sure. The film starts off kind of slow in a typical fashion. They send this American who studies kind of old religion. I think he's a language expert, over to Budapest to meet another colleague who has more information about this kind of strange thing they're looking into. You don't know much about the case. He ends up going there, meeting an assistant, realizes this small town, not small town, but this place, this little village part of the place he's at is very strange. Everybody's kind of weird. And as he starts to dig deeper, people start ending up dead, and we realize there is a killer among this place. And maybe more than that. I don't want to spoil anything. The kills in the film are actually quite brutal, and there's imagery in the film that reminds me of Tenenbaum, even Nightmare on Elm Street. The set design is gorgeous. There's a scene where a character kind of goes in these weird catacombs, and there's all these bodies, and it's just a beautiful set piece. The acting is kind of iffy because it's dubbed. It's hard to tell, but you can't really blame actors and actresses for bad dubbing, so I'm not even going to go there. The score didn't necessarily stand out to me, which is something that usually does in these films. The special effects did, the atmosphere did, and the last 30 minutes is outstanding. And it picks up about the hour mark, and you get or so, and it's just the end is great, but the last 10 minutes or so, the finale is one of the craziest batshit finales I've ever seen, and I would love this movie if it was just that. The whole movie was garbage until that point, but it's not. It's a pretty solid film until the last 20 minutes, and that last finale is one of the craziest, coolest special effects set design. There's stop motion in this movie, which I can appreciate. There's kind of a weird creature type deal, which I've never seen in a movie. I don't want to give too much away, but from the title, you guys can kind of guess something going on. Maybe the only comparable monster would be something from the Spookies, if you guys know the Arachnid Lady. But the Spider Labyrinth is kind of a nice mystery. It would just come off as a giallo typically, but it has much more. It has a supernatural element and creature type deal in there, which I absolutely loved. The first half an hour, bear with it. Stick with the movie. I mean, it's just your typical setup and everything like that, which is pretty typical in these kind of Italian mystery type deals. American goes to a different country, becomes entangled in a murder mystery, but it changes pace and gets a little quicker and crazier. Like I said, the murders in with the sheets and stuff reminded me of Tenenbaum or something like definitely Argento inspired. The special effects some of them are by Sergio Stilaventi. He did a bunch of other stuff. He worked on a lot of the classic horror films that we love from Italy. So I would say that this one is a ripe discovery to check out if you guys have never seen it. You should be able to find it fairly easy. And this was probably out of the Frantic Fridays, probably my favorite. I probably am going to watch it again eventually, and I will buy it if it comes out on a great release. If there's any release anybody knows about out there overseas or not, I don't care. But I would probably watch it again just to see that amazing ending. I'm Mr. Parka. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.
I am the urn that belongs to the weavers. The great cobweb is closing every passage. It's a labyrinth with no way out.
We're studying an ancient religion, different peoples on opposite sides of the world who worship the same gods.
Doesn't sound like a very interesting subject.
put it away quickly. This affair is extremely dangerous.
You have to understand how important it is.
Genevieve? Genevieve, answer me.
No one must ever know. The names of the gods must never be revealed. You have been chosen, Alan.